He's not putting the boots in here.
This is politics, son. So we do it with a smile.
To get Councillor Collingwood and the project management is based on hard evidence. Mr. Dalziel, can I speak? I have funded the Briarstown project the past 2 years on the basis that it was something that the whole community needs.
That's a hypocritical lie, and you know it, Mr. Collingwood. You funded us to get control, so you could undermine everything we've been trying to do it. Everyone knows what your real agenda is.
I have no agenda.
You're a racist! You've done nothing but stir up anger and fear in this community.
I care about this community.
I want to know when we're going to start talking about the reason the project was started in the first place. While we stand around arguing about issues, the most vulnerable people of the community are being ignored yet again.
I agree with Matthew. Look, I've already said...
You're both as bad as each other. Neither of you are prepared to put aside your political ambitions for the good of the young people.
People that know me know I speak as I find. I've never made a secret of my opinion that youngsters from white families in this area are being unfairly excluded from local facilities. Unfortunately, I'm trying to redress that imbalance. I've made myself and, sadly, the Briarstown project vulnerable to Mr. Gotora's ill-advised political smear campaign. But in the light of the unfortunate recent incidents of violence provoked by his rash allegations, the council has decided to close down the project with immediate effect. Sorry, son, it wasn't my decision.
No, you're not. You got exactly what you wanted out of this.
Before you start, Simi.
I'm not gonna start, Papa G. Everything Matthew's done here will be lost now. Just thrown away.
It's his father's fault. You were the one that told me what Collingwood was up to.
You made it a political issue.
Well, what did you have me do? Ignore the poison that was leaking into your blessed
spare me
blood?
the rhetoric, Dad. I know
no need to talk to me like that.
I'm sorry, Papa G. Sorry. It's just so unfair. It's wrong. I love you anyway, you know. More than anything or anyone.
And I love you too. My most precious girl.
I'm the only one you've got.
Detective Inspector Peter Pascoe. Dear Dad, this is the big news. I'm coming to England.
I could ask you in, I suppose. Thank you.
I got a letter from my daughter. She's arriving Friday night.
That's great. I'm really pleased. I've made some food.
I'm not all that hungry.
Get me from the airport on Friday. Hugs and kisses from Rosie. Dio? Yes, Wildy.
Ignore it.
Can't. I'm on call. Hello?
So what's the crack? Murder, sir.
In the city.
Why are they calling us out? Manpower problems. No bodies or senior officers available.
I've really got to go now.
I'll be waiting.
You'd better be.
Yes, Andy, what?
Afraid you have to cut short the forensic socialising, Peter. Meet me in Briarstown. Yeah, the old Quaker Chapel, Frith Street. They have a murder on, and no one available to deal. Apologise to Steve for me. Right.
Who's Steve, sir?
Ah, sounds me. Some old friend of Peter's been posted to the city.
You know, he's been out with him 3 times in the past week.
Could be a mucky one, this.
Why?
In the city. It's not our patch, is it?
What's your spirit of adventure, Wildy? Change will do you good.
Looks nasty, sir. Don't want to get involved in this.
Pull over. We are involved. Ivanese are out. Let's go.
Police!
What about we can't? We'll come back for you later. Don't start getting your head kicked in, isn't it? Get in.
You're the senior investigating officer. Get your name. Can you confirm the victim is Bobby Victoria's daughter?
Can you take a walk?
Well, you know there's been a shooting.
Don't believe it.
You've got a right to know.
How do you go to a night in a police cell for interfering with our business, eh?
Come on. Superintendent Diao will be able to answer your questions later.
Willy heck.
You took your time.
A bit of trouble on the way.
They're not used to getting open answer that lot, sir.
Well, they can start now, can't they? What's your name, young man?
PC Singh, sir. I'm the community constable for the area.
You know what's happening to that PC Singh?
Yes, sir. The victim is Simran Gatora. She works as a volunteer at the project here. But the intended target was probably her father, Bobby. He's been involved in a serious political dispute with the project sponsor.
Seriously wants to get someone killed? This isn't Rio de Janeiro, you know.
Sir.
All right, Sergeant. I'll deal. Give Sergeant Tate on, will you? His relative's turning up.
No. Sir.
Detective Superintendent Julie Devon.
Andy Dial.
We need to talk.
Fire away.
There's been a cock-up. I need to be handling this one.
Yeah, I was told you were up to your neck in other inquiries, Miss Devon. Thanks for coming down anyway.
There are some very sensitive local issues involved in this shooting.
So I've heard.
This is my patch, Superintendent. What I really don't need is a load of ignorant country plods in welly boots kicking up trouble from it. Brycetown's a place...
Safe in my hands.
I don't think so. I want to make a call.
Who the hell do you think she is?
clean flaming Cleopatra.
Do we know where the shot came from?
Yeah, over there, most likely. Eyewitness said he saw a flash.
Which one's the pathologist?
The lady over there with her back to us.
All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Superintendent Dalziel. I'm the SIO in charge here. Any chance we can have a chat about our body in the near future?
Let's go.
Thank you.
Time of death, 7:48 p.m. Cause of death was a single bullet to the back. Went straight through her heart. As far as we know, that was the only bullet discharged.
She's just a young girl. Very pretty, isn't she?
Yes, she is. I assume whoever killed her was aiming for her father.
Assuming's a dangerous thing in this business, Doctor.
What have I done? It's not your fault, Papa Chip.
Sorry about you. Superintendent Dalziel, I'm in charge of the investigation.
Now isn't the appropriate time. It's all right, Travi.
Can I have a word?
Yeah.
Right, you're staying on as SIO, but I've got authority to keep in contact with local liaison.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning, you don't talk to anyone till I brief you tomorrow morning. And you keep me informed of developments on the case at all times. Oh, you've been booked into an hotel as well. Well, you haven't got time to be to-ing and froing from weather to.
Fancy wiping my ass as well while you're at it?
Christstown's a disaster waiting to happen, Mr. DL. You better make sure you're not the one who pushes the button.
I'll need extra bodies.
Talk to the duty officer.
Oh, Mums, I reckon. Either that or she fancies me.
Get a grip, Andy. She had a serious point to make.
Right, lad. You want to be part of the murder team? I reckon you'd be more used to me than some.
I sir, thanks. I was going to volunteer.
You could have warned us about the Wicked Witch of the North.
Lads at mine, Nick called her the headmistress, sir.
Oh,
I think we're about done for now, sir. Witnesses have been seen.
right. Let's go and find this hotel.
I won't be coming with you, Andy. I'm going back to Seas.
Oh, lucky Steve. What about see you at the mortuary tomorrow morning then? 8:30 sharp.
Fine.
Oh, Peter. I've been meaning to ask. Have you sorted out Rosie's trip yet?
Well, no. Well, not yet. That's still up in the air.
You'll let me know when you do, though, won't you?
Yeah, of course. I'm ready for my bed.
Me too.
Book us in, Ivor, and fetch us my keys.
Where are you going?
I'm off to the bar to ponder Peter's perfidy. Evening. Put the young lady's drink on my tab, will you?
Sir?
Cheers. I'm Tara.
Andy.
You are here on business?
Yeah, that sort of thing. You?
Just drop in for a drink every once in a while. You alright? You had a face like a monkey's bum a minute ago.
I was thinking about family and friends. Secrets and lies.
Oh, yeah. Most people are enough to put you off people for life, am I right?
Aye. I'll drink to that.
You don't fancy another one before you go?
Best not, love. Gotta keep my wits about me for the morning.
Your loss. I'll see you around, Andy.
I want clear blue sky between me and this whole thing, Richard. Do you get me? Okay. Bye. You look like something the cat dragged in. Where were you last night?
You know where I was.
Your brother's on his way. I suggested we talk over breakfast.
What for?
Death of an Asian girl. Matters arising.
That's nothing to do with me.
I never said it was, Paulie.
Mr. Stay out. That's why Superintendent Wellington is handling such a sensitive case.
How's the girl at the moment?
Well, can you confirm the rumours that this killing is linked to the ongoing political battle between Councillor Collingwood and the victim's father, Bobby Couture?
All potential motives, including the political.
Miss Aggia, isn't it about time that the police...
Something on your conscience?
No.
Only liars get itchy palms, you know.
Morning, gentlemen. I've just finished.
Fast work. Thanks.
Wasn't much to do.
Right then, Doc. What can you tell us?
Time and cause of death as already advised. The bullet, which killed her instantly, was fired from a range of about 25 yards. The angle of entry supports the theory that the killer was standing in an elevated position several feet above the victim. Probably in an embankment. That's about it, anyway. Hopefully ballistics will be able to tell you more about the gun itself.
Hopefully. Nothing in her blood? Drugs? Alcohol?
Toxicology was clear.
Was she a virgin?
How's that relevant?
What's relevant or otherwise is not for you to judge, Doctor.
No, she wasn't a virgin.
Thank you. We'll let you get on with it.
You're late for the briefing.
Have I got detention?
What the hell do you think you're doing talking to the press?
I never said a word to them.
I've just had Tommy Collingwood's lawyer issuing threats about inflammatory allegations, and a national newspaper asking why we're unable to staff this inquiry properly.
It's not an unfair question as it happens.
Are you for real? Have you any idea what you're playing with?
I don't need to, do I? I've got you to tell me.
I'm not taking any flack for you, and I'm not carrying you either. You're not going to light a match on my patch without me noticing you've done it. First and last warning, DL. Right. If we're all here. For those of you who don't already know the background, Brycetown has the highest rate of school exclusion and youth unemployment, more teenage drug referrals and more violent offences under 21 than anywhere else in the region. The Brycetown project was one of few local initiatives making any difference.
How?
By giving difficult teenagers individual tuition and counselling. Now, Bobby Couture has been having problems keeping the support of the more radical members of the community. Basically, he's under pressure to harden up on race issues, hence his accusation that Councillor Collingwood was trying to infiltrate white racists into the project. Now, Collingwood's very media savvy. He took Couture on. The fight spread to the community, and now we're facing a critical level of racial tension. So the key message is, be very sensitive out there.
As I understand it, Collingwood got what he wanted last night, so where's the motive for shooting this Mr. Couture or his daughter?
Well, some of his more extreme supporters have a broader agenda. Essentially, they want to take Brycetown back for the whites, which means starting a war first. An attack on a high-profile member of the Asian community is perfect catalyst.
What about Matthew, ma'am? He's Collingwood's son. He ran the project. He must bear quite a grudge towards Mr. Couture.
Possibly. But he's closer to Bobby than his father politically. Matthew's brother Paul's interesting. He's cleaned up now, works for his father. But he's definitely a loose cannon in the Collingwood camp.
Excuse me. Everyone's still narrowly making assumptions here. Simran Couture could have been the primary target. She could have been killed for non-political reasons.
Such as?
Because she was a Monkeys fan. How should I know?
Oh, look out, Superintendent. Your sell-by date's showing.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a briefing.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I've got a gent here saying that he's got some information about a shooting. And he wants to talk to PC Singh.
Singh, go and talk to him. And take Superintendent DL with you.
Take a seat then, lad. Don't be shy.
This is Fizz. Blush or not? Tell Mr. Deal exactly what you told me.
Well, it was last night. I was mucking about down by canal. About 9:30. And I saw this bloke.
You recognise the man?
Let him take his own pace, Sergeant.
I think it was Matthew. Matthew Collingwood, who runs this place.
What's Matthew doing?
He were hanging about at first, looking around as if he didn't want no one seeing him. Then he chucked something in water.
What sort of something? How big?
About so big. Long and thin. Shape of a shotgun like.
Matthew Collingwood?
Aye?
Superintendent Dalziel. I need to ask you a few questions about the shooting last night.
Right.
Down at the station would be more appropriate.
Okay, Fizz, just read it over. Check I've written everything down correctly, then sign it there at the bottom.
Right.
Are you all done? I better give you a lift home then.
No, I'm all right.
There's 500 journalists out there. You don't want them getting their hands on you, do you?
Sergeant takes right, Fizz.
Come on, son.
Quite a crowd. More like a lynch mob.
Lab just called through. No prints, but it's definitely a murder weapon. Serial number matches a rifle stolen from a gun shop in Bradford last week. DNA will take longer to come through.
Might not need it at this rate.
Hi.
Hi, it's me. Look, I can't make it out for lunch. I've got work piling up.
Well, okay, I'll come to you. Have a sandwich in the canteen or something.
No, really, Peter. I'm up to my ears in dead bodies here. Okay, look, I'll see you at home tonight. I've got to go. Bye.
Hi, Peter. Are you okay?
I'm sorry, Sally. I had to call.
It's all right. Don't worry. Let's get inside.
Did you go down to the canal last night on your way home?
No.
Sure.
I am sure.
What if I told you we have a witness who said they saw you?
What witness?
For the tape, I'm showing the suspect exhibit TD-15, the murder weapon. You seen that rifle before?
No.
Remember the caution. Think before you answer.
I've never seen it in my life.
It came out of the canal.
But I didn't go there. Who told you I was there? Look, come on, stop this. This is crazy.
How's that?
Simran, I loved her, Mr. Deal. And she loved me. Okay? You were serious, you know what I'm saying? Pretty good reason not to put a bullet in her. Do you not think?
First anyone said to me.
Nobody knew. It was our secret.
Why secret?
Plenty of reasons. Our fathers in the stupid war was the main one.
Very tragic. Bloody Romeo and Juliet. You could have been trying to kill a father.
No.
Perhaps you decided he'd never let you have her, you being a Collingwood.
I didn't kill her, Mr. DL. She meant everything to me. Have you talked to her brother?
Why should I?
He was very conservative, traditional, overprotective. He wanted Simran to settle down and marry a Sikh. He hated the freedom her father allowed her. He had her followed when she first went off to college.
Followed?
Aye. Simran always said that Ravi would kill her if he found out about us.
What's your opinion of Matthew Collingwood? What's his agenda?
Matthew was a project's founder. He cared about the youngsters.
Well, enough to risk killing his lover to revenge them.
Says he loved her. He's a Collingwood. And we've got a witness.
It was night time, lad. Any decent defence will say the witness couldn't be certain what he saw. They'd be right at all. I don't reckon being a Collingwood stands for much without Matthew. He says Ravi was having his sister follow when she started college.
You're worried about her. It's not abnormal. Family's very important to us, to all Asian people.
Yeah, I can see that.
Without family, you're lost, sir. Just a shadow passing.
Yeah, another feeling, lad. Come on. So you used to work here?
Before I joined the police, so I know the family.
What about Simran? Any chance she was mixed up in something? Apart from the politics? Drugs?
No. Doesn't like that, sir.
And father, what's he like?
He's a politician.
Meaning?
Some people think it's changed him.
Is that what you think?
He was very nice to me when I worked here. Encouraged me to join the police. To improve myself.
Noble aspiration, lad. After you.
Sir.
I was just leaving, Mr. DL. I must get back to my family.
I won't keep you long.
I hear you're questioning Matthew Collingwood.
News travels faster this place. I'm not convinced he's the one we should be looking at, though.
Oh, why, sir?
Because according to Matthew, he and your sister were in love.
What?
You didn't know that?
No. No, I didn't.
Matthew mentioned that you had Simran followed when she first went to college.
What do you mean, followed?
You felt powerfully protective towards her, I understand.
Of course I felt protective. Look, I asked a cousin to drive her to college, keep an eye on her for a few weeks. I don't understand how this is relevant to your investigation.
Simran told Matthew that you'd kill her if you found out about them.
And based upon that, you're implying that I killed her?
I'm just trying to establish what happened last night and why, Mr. Katsura.
I cared for my sister more than you'll ever understand, Mr. DL. I would never do anything to hurt her.
I'm sorry if I've upset you. I'll let you get on. Is everything all right?
Did you know about Simran and Matthew Collingwood, Papaji? Did you?
She told me a couple of weeks ago.
And you said nothing?
But we thought it better not to. Under the circumstances.
You mean it wasn't politically expedient? So, did you approve of this relationship?
It wasn't my place to approve or disapprove.
Not your place!
You know what Sim was like, Ravi.
But he's a Collingwood!
Ravi, you've got to understand.
No more, Papaji.
Ravi!
Here's Dr. Shetterer. No, she left before lunch today. She got a personal call. Said she had to meet someone. Thanks.
Superintendent Yell. I've come to see Mr. Collingwood.
I'll let him know you're here.
Thank you. Paul Collingwood?
Yeah. Who are you?
Please. I'm investigating Simran Gatora's murder.
Aye, I know.
You were at the meeting just before she died.
So were a lot of people.
Can't argue with you there. Where'd you go after?
After, we just came back here, me and my dad. For a business deal, like, you know.
You never saw anything that might help us with our inquiries?
Like what? Look, I told you. I came back here with my dad. I saw nothing.
Right. That's clear then.
Mr. Collingwood will see you now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley. Come in, Mr. Dalziel.
Quite a place.
Tea, coffee?
No, sir.
Take a seat. How can I help?
Well, I imagine with your intelligence network, you've probably heard by now, but short of further evidence coming to light, Matthew will be released on bail this evening.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for letting me know.
Did you know that Matthew and the dead girl were secret lovers?
Who told you that?
Matthew did. Ironic in the circumstances. Love will find a way, so they say. Make a nasty big headache for everyone round here, though, I imagine.
Meaning what?
Well, if you found out.
Except I didn't.
Oh, your other son, Paul.
Are you making some kind of allegation, Mr. Dalziel?
I'm just throwing ideas around. Where did you and Paul go last night after the meeting?
I came straight back here. I was giving dinner to some political associates.
And they'll vouch for you both, will they?
Of course.
Of course. I hear Paul's had his problems in the past. Drugs, violence.
Well, nothing he hasn't paid for.
And his attitude's not exactly what you call, politically correct.
Paul has nothing to do with this.
Oh. That's okay, then. You and Paul won't go anywhere without telling me first, will you, Mr. Collingwood? We may need to speak again. Thank you.
See how it's all going.
Good keeping our heads above water.
How's our young Sikh friend behaving himself?
He's been very helpful to the investigation so far.
He's not a team player as a rule.
Maybe he doesn't like the game, as a rule.
As long as you're happy, sir.
You'll be the first to know if I'm not, Sergeant.
Robin?
Nothing that won't wash off. Any progress?
None of Superintendent Devon's prom noms are looking too likely so far.
Speak of the devil.
I've just had a call from Ravi Gatora. He's threatened to make a formal complaint.
I had to ask those questions.
Fine. What about Matthew Collingwood?
I'm going to release him.
You've only just got him in.
I don't think he's our man.
You've got the murder weapon. You've got the witness.
No prints, no DNA.
We're going to have half a Briarstown down here saying Tommy Collingwood's paid us off.
It's not a walk in the park, our job, is it? He'll be under surveillance.
Have you been listening to anything I've said? This isn't a game, DL. If it all kicks off, whose heads do you think Top Brass are going to stick on poles? It might be nice and cosy dealing with knicker thieves in Wetherton, but your career and mine are on the line here.
I don't think Matthew Collingwood did it.
You better be right.
I mostly am. Wildy, what you got?
Boss doesn't like her much, does he?
He doesn't like anyone much at the moment.
Look, I was wondering if you fancied a drink with me tonight after work. Nothing heavy, but as you're a single man.
Actually, I've been meaning to tell you.
What?
Well, that I've been seeing someone. Sorry.
Don't apologise.
Would you mind keeping it under your hat? I was waiting to talk to Andy.
Sure. Here he is.
What's wrong with you? Been eating 11?
Can I have a word in private, Andy?
Yeah, come on. So how long have you been shagging her then? Sally, what's her name?
I met her a couple of months ago.
I knew something was going on.
It wasn't really any of your business.
So all this going out on town with Steve?
I wasn't sure if it was serious with Sally.
You lied. You made up all them cheap stories. Like a spotty little 16-year-old you really are.
I'm telling you now, Andy.
And while we're on the subject of lies, I know Rosie's coming on Friday.
You what? You read my letters?
Yeah, I read your poxy letter, but that's not the point, is it?
You don't think so?
No, the point is, you've been keeping all this from me. I'm a godfather, you know. Cat got your tongue, eh?
Do you want to know the truth, Andy? The truth is, you're turning into a lonely, nasty, selfish old man with nothing left in his life apart from the pathetic pleasure you seem to take interfering in mine.
You've interfered with mine before now.
Yeah, well, I've had enough. I've had enough of being your part-time slave, part-time scapegoat.
I haven't enough of you at all. So why don't you take some leave if Rosie's coming? There's no point in you staying on the case. So why don't you just bog off home now?
Fine. Only I'm not going home. I'm going to move into town with Sally for a few weeks, maybe longer. I'm going to have Rosie to stay with me there and all.
Getting your own back?
No, Andy, I'm not. And if you had any less of an out-of-control ego, you'd realise it's got nothing to do with you. It's to do with me.
Well, you best get off to it then. There's no point in hanging around here.
Sir.
What?
Body's been found.
Are you sure it's our witness?
Just ID'd him. It's this, sir.
Have you signed a cause?
Looks like a blow to the head. Half his skull's caved in.
John, bad business always.
At least your son's been released.
They're watching it.
Round the clock.
What about this boy, the witness?
Well, let's just say he won't be telling any more tales.
See you again.
Where were you this afternoon?
I was at the mortuary.
I was just at the mortuary. Your assistant told me you left before lunch.
Oh, right.
So what's going on?
Look, I had to see my ex and his lawyer about some money stuff. I don't know why. I just didn't want to mention it. Seems silly now.
Well, what do you think I was going to do? Forbid you to go?
Of course not. It was stupid. I'm very sorry, Peter. Is it murder, sir?
It's so over.
The surveillance team's been held up, so I'm off to meet Wieldy at Matthew Collingwood's.
All right. Give us a call when you hand over.
Anything I can do before I get off, sir?
Yeah. Take a seat for a minute, sir.
Sir.
Even if Matthew killed Simran for love, he didn't kill the boy, did he? He's been in a cell all day.
Could have been his father, trying to cover for him.
Well, you'd have to know who the boy was. Where to find him. He'd need inside info.
Yeah.
You ever been in love, Sergeant?
Once.
People lie for it. You kill for it. Dangerous stuff.
Not as dangerous as hate.
So now you're agreeing with Superintendent Devon. The motive for all this is racial or political.
I'm not certain, sir.
Perhaps you're right. I better let you get off.
Bye, sir.
Bye, lad. Be good.
I felt like a complete idiot.
Didn't know you liked him that way.
I just decided myself.
Who's this?
You want a drink?
No, I'm not stopping. Just came to see if you're okay.
Oh yeah, I'm great, Dad. Yeah, wonderful. I've lost my job. The girl I loved. I may go to prison. You don't care either way.
You're always telling me how I feel, Matthew.
Yeah, because I know you.
You always have to fight me.
Doesn't play well with the family man image that you're so keen to portray.
So, you loved her, did you?
What does that matter to you?
If it mattered to you.
No. It's too late for all that, Dad. She's dead. You've done your dirty work. Or that sad case of a brother's done it for you.
Look, I've already told you we had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but you and the Truth parted company years back, didn't you, Dad, eh?
We'll talk another time.
Why has Matthew Collingwood been released? Matthew Collingwood has been released on bail pending further inquiries. You have to understand that I'm really not able to say any more at this moment in time.
Hello again.
Hello, love. How are you, one?
I'll have a margarita, thanks.
One of them, please, barman, and I'll have a large whiskey.
I just saw you on the telly, Andy. You never told me you were a copper.
Put some people off for life.
Well, I'll let it go just this once. As long as you're paying, anyway.
Put it on my tab.
What's up?
Hello?
It said on the news that you'd released that Matthew Collingwood.
Yeah. Turns out he was the victim's boyfriend.
All right. Have you got any other suspects then?
No one you'd know. I need a wee. Get us another drink in, will you?
Okay.
Won't be a minute.
He's had a few.
Here we go.
Hello, young lovers.
Can you go away?
Oh, she's gorgeous. She's a very lucky man.
Can you go away?
I said she's a very, very lucky man.
Sling your hook.
Then it's very
Look, I'm a policeman. If you don't go home, I'll lock you up for the night. Now go home.
I was at a chance to pay a compliment. Good night.
Story of my life.
Oh, excuse me, sir. I see on TV earlier you're that copper from the country.
Yeah. And?
Well, I was wondering if you knew who she was.
Give me a bit of credit, man. I may be a country bumpkin, but I know a working girl when I see one.
You're wrong there, though, sir. She's not a tart. She's a journalist on the local rag.
Are you sure?
One of my bar boys just gave me the nod.
Thanks.
Got us some more ciggies.
Tara. Is that your real name? Or do you reckon it adds a cheap extra something to the disguise?
Have I been rumbled?
Ah, you have. So you can go now.
My name is Tara, and actually, I was enjoying myself.
Don't push your luck, love.
No, I meant it.
On your bike, Tara.
Okay? I'm working on a big story, right? It involves the Collingwoods.
And?
You might not look it, but Tommy Collingwood's got problems. He made some dodgy investments a year ago and got hit badly. Essentially, he's broke.
What's that got to do with the shooting?
I'm not sure. Yet.
Come on, Sarah. You've been taking drinks off me the past 2 nights. If you got information relevant to the inquiry, hand it over, or I could do you for withholding.
If this turns out to be good, I want an exclusive.
No deals, love.
Be careful with them. They could be worth a lot of cash to me. They came anonymously in my post a couple of days ago. No note or anything.
It's Paul and Matthew Collingwood. Who's the other bloke?
I've no idea. But he must be bad news, or why bother sending the photos? And the postmark says Mayton, where Simran Gatora lived.
Any idea what happened?
It's going to be arson. SFO says there's accelerant all over the shop.
What are you coming out?
It's Matthew Collingwood.
Is he dead?
Not yet. Where did they find him?
Where the fire started. Fire officer says that he set it and then he got locked in by mistake.
Won't make our job any easier.
Out the frying pan wielding. Mr. Collingwood. How is it?
They've told me nothing.
I'm going to talk to the doctor now.
Have you got children, Superintendent?
Look, he'll be all right, Dad.
He's burned all over. He's dying in there, Paul.
Tell me. Central office has been on the phone. We need to talk.
Well, don't stop the publicity machine for my benefit. I'll keep you informed, Mr. Collingwood. Has he been conscious?
In and out.
Do you think he'll pull through?
There's a very small chance.
Can I stay?
A couple of minutes.
Thank you. Matthew. Can you hear me, Matthew? I need to know if you started that fire. What were you doing at the factory then?
Phone call. Bobby Guitar.
Bobby Guitar phoned you. Morning. Mind if I come in?
My father's busy.
Who's that?
It's the police, Papa G.
It's all right, Brody. This way, Mr. Deal.
Thank you.
You can leave us, Robbie.
I'd rather he stayed if you don't mind.
Oh, whatever you say.
Thank you. No, thanks.
How can we help you?
Have you, ever seen these before, Mr. Katora?
Who are they, Papa G? What are they? What's going on, Papa G? Yes, I had them taken.
Did you send them to a journalist called Tara Connolly?
Yes.
So you know the man who's with Matthew and Paul?
He's Gary Whelan. He's a drug stealer. What?
Carry on.
Tommy Collingwood's son, Paul, is a heroin addict. His father colludes in the supply of drugs to him. Perhaps even more, I'm not sure. I have an audio tape which proves it. I was going to send it to the television people in a few days' time. I don't believe you do this.
Very dirty fighting, Mr. Katora.
Politics is a dirty business. And that makes it more acceptable, does it?
This is a potentially criminal matter, Mr. Katora.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Did you also call Matthew Collingwood last night and ask him to meet you at the factory?
What? No, of course not.
That's what he told me.
He's lying. I never spoke to him.
So you weren't looking to frame him for the murder and the fire?
No. Robbie, this is absurd. I didn't call Matthew. I know nothing about the fire. And I know absolutely nothing about my daughter's death.
So who took the photos?
Simran took them.
There have been further violent clashes overnight between Asian and white youths, and calls for a curfew in Briarstown after 2 men died following a fire in a clothing factory. The factory belonged to a local city council candidate, Bobby Kajura, whose own daughter was fatally shot 2 nights ago.
Hello?
One of the men is
Yes.
thought to be Matthew
What is
Collingwood, eldest son of Councillor Tommy Collingwood, whose seat
Okay.
Mr. Kajura is contesting.
All right.
Police are appealing.
I'll meet you.
Who was that?
There has been an escaped
Just a friend.
travelling circus.
I've got to go. Bye.
Police have now the
Investigations are still going on at the cause of the fire, but we haven't ruled out arson.
Mr. Dale, you released Matthew Collingwood as a suspect just hours before the fire. In retrospect, isn't that a serious misjudgment?
I believe we're making progress in the case. I'll give you a lot more later on. That's all for now. Thank you. Right, folks, gather round. Come on. Wieldy, I want a list of all phone calls made to Matthew Collingwood's home last night and get me the works on a Gary Whelan, drug stealer.
What for, sir?
Anything from the dead boy's family.
Said they hadn't seen him since the morning. Same from his friends.
Did he have a girlfriend around?
I don't know, sir.
If I ask that lad who used to work here at the project, see if he can find out anything. I'm sure Fizz was lying about Matthew and I need to know why. OK, the rest of you will stay with the fire. Right, let's get on with it. Come on.
He's gone.
I know. I'm sorry.
Their mother died when they were youngsters. People said Matthew blamed me for it. Anyhow, he despised me most of his life. I left him to it. Now, well, too late now, isn't it?
4 people are dead, Mr. Collingwood. I think it's time for the truth, don't you?
Truth about what?
That man with your sons.
I don't know him.
That's the first ill-considered answer I've had off you yet, Councillor. Were you and your sons dealing in drugs?
We haven't sunk that far yet. My Paul is addicted to heroin, among other things. Has been for years. I've tried everything to get him off it. Everything. Well, in the end, you stopped trying. I made sure he had a safe supply. I persuaded Matthew to let him do his deals there. At least he wouldn't kill himself that way.
And he stopped paying the rest of your business, so your political career.
Where'd you get the photos?
Simran Gatora took them. And it seems logical to me that if Matthew found out what Simran and her father were up to, then you and Paul found that out as well.
No.
You lied to me about where Paul was the night Simran was shot.
He went to his supplier after the meeting, joined us after. We didn't know about the photos.
Where was Paul last night?
Well, he's in some dive, getting pie-eyed on amphetamines and beer. I went and took him home. Listen, believe me, Paul has difficulty organising himself a clean shirt most days. He never killed anyone, Mr. Dial. He hasn't got it in him.
Hello, Dr. Chitra.
Hello.
Is that Sita Dev, Fizz's girlfriend?
Yes, it is. I was just coming to see you about her.
Right.
Hello? I can't hear. Can you speak? Rosie? Oh. I thought it was Rosie. What? But I thought our rash had all cleared up. Look. Okay. Okay. I'll call her later to talk to her myself. Okay, bye. Hey.
Very kind, thank you.
Take a shoe up. Take a shoe here. Thank you.
Mr. Dial, have you charged anyone for the arson? In the light of continued violence, are you planning to announce any special measures?
Nothing to say at the moment, lads. I'll keep you all posted.
Well, are you going to have a press conference?
Sir, he's seen his angles in the front interview room with Dr. Shetra. She asked if you could join him. He said it were urgent, sir.
It's better be important, Doctor. I've got a lot on.
It is, sir.
Does Peter know you're here?
No.
Yeah?
Look, I've just explained to DC Novello. Apart from my job as a pathologist, I'm a volunteer counsellor at a termination clinic.
So?
A lot of people in my community and outside it would strongly disagree with what I do. So you can understand why I've made it a policy not to talk to anyone about it.
Abortion clinics can attract a lot of negative attention.
I have a client called Sita. She was due for her operation yesterday afternoon. Her boyfriend was a dead boy, Fizz.
Go on.
He was supposed to be coming with Sita yesterday to take her home after the op, but he didn't turn up. Perhaps I should have said something when Sita first called me. But I thought he'd probably just got cold feet. Then this morning, when she heard he was dead, she called me again.
Why?
She claims he told her he was never at the canal that night, that he was threatened, intimidated into making a false statement.
Did she say who by?
Any progress, sir?
Aye. Looks like it. Dr. Shetter come up with anything useful then?
Aye, she did, yeah.
That's good.
Bye, Sergeant.
Can't stay away, can you, Peter? The trip's been cancelled, Andy. Rosie's not coming.
She all right?
I think she's fine. It's her mother who's got the problem. Anyway, I decided I may as well come back to work. Seeing as you haven't told me to bog off yet, I take it I'm allowed.
Have you spoken to Sally at all today?
No? Why?
You best come with me. All right, Wildy?
We've been through the calls made to Matthew's flat last night. No record of anything from Bobby Gatora. But there's one from a phone box near the factory, about half an hour before it went up.
And we're still waiting on forensics from the fire, sir.
Don't fret, lad. I think we're getting somewhere without it.
How's that?
I've been talking to our pathologist, Dr. Shetra. Turns out she's been doing a bit of moonlighting in an abortion clinic. She referred our witness's girlfriend for a termination recently.
What's the connection with the murder, sir?
Well, the girlfriend says that Fizz was being coerced into making that statement. She's on her way to the mortuary now. Tell the doc the whole story. So I'm just off to brief Superintendent Devon. Then I'm meeting with the doctor. With any luck, I'll be back with the name of our murderer. Oh, one of them anyway. You two might as well knock off now, and I'll see you back here at 8 o'clock sharp tomorrow. Come on.
Hello, Sergeant.
Evening, Dr. Shetra.
Please, Tommy, look at me! Get down! Get down! Hello, Sergeant, lad.
Are you
I mean, what do you think you're doing?
I'm trying to solve a triple murder in case you hadn't noticed.
Oh, I don't believe this.
He set the witness up. Perhaps he even killed him.
Well, that's hearsay, conjecture, and you know it.
If he's innocent, what was he doing sneaking around the mortuary?
Has the possibility even occurred to you that he's been set up here? He's got an excellent record. He's one of only 3 Sikh officers we've got on this whole division. But he just happened to want to murder 3 people.
Maybe he's not a murderer, but I think he's involved.
Well, how? Why? I mean, what's his motive?
I think he might have been working for Bobby Gatora.
In a conspiracy to kill his daughter and her boyfriend? Oh, get real, Andy. His community aren't going to buy that. If word gets out that we've got Sergit in custody, there's going to be a war out there. And I'm serious.
I'd better get on with it then. I'll need to look at his file before I interview him.
Right, well, I want to sit in as well.
You know the drill, Sergeant. You need to tell us why you risked your career to make that boy give a false statement.
I didn't, sir. I know Sita. I thought it might help if I was there, that's all.
Why didn't you say that in the incident room? Or call me to let me know where you're going to be at the mortuary?
I was on my way home. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision.
I'd look at your file, lad. You never told me you had no family of your own, or that your mother was white. It says here, your father died when you were a bairn. Your mother was a drunk, and you were taken into care. It must have been hard for an Asian boy, especially after what you were saying about families.
Yeah, well, that's in the past.
You stayed in care until you were 16. And then you went to work at the Gatora's factory, is that right?
Yeah, I worked at the Gatora's factory.
You told me that Bobby Gatora was kind to you. He encouraged you. Acted like a father towards you, perhaps.
He was good to me, yeah.
And you stayed loyal to him, even after you joined the police?
We stayed in contact. There's nothing wrong with that.
So, has he got something to do with this? Did he tell you to make up that story about Matthew and get the boy to deliver it?
Why would he do that, sir?
He was losing his fight with Tommy Collingwood. He's already admitted he had Simran spying on Paul. And Matthew told me that Bobby phoned him last night.
It could have been anyone who phoned.
Perhaps Bobby felt he had to do Collingwood more damage by setting up his son.
And burning down his own factory? He's not an idiot, sir. Ask him if you like. Look, sir, I've done nothing. Sita's lying. Perhaps she was told to say what she said. I don't know. But she's lying. Can I go home now?
How'd it go, love?
It didn't.
Get Sergeant's keys. I want to do a search of his flat.
I think you should drop this now and let Sergeant go home.
I don't think he's lying to us.
You don't know what you're risking.
I don't want to talk to Bobby Gatora again.
Well, Robbie's already threatened you with a formal complaint.
I'm trying to do my job, Julie. Can you let me get on with it?
I'm calling Divisional Commander.
That's your prerogative.
I'll have you taken off the case.
Come on, Peter.
Andy.
I'll keep you informed. Very spick and span.
No family photos or anything.
Is it locked?
Yeah.
Willie? Get a knife or something?
It's just a camera.
Give us that envelope. Same as the ones Bobby had.
I thought Mr. Gatora said Simran had taken these.
That's what he said. This is locked in. I'll give us that knife.
He must have been obsessed with her.
Aye. Funny you never said anything. I'm sure the suspect. Exhibit 83. Some photographs of Simran and Gatora. You don't deny they're yours, lad, do you? They came out of your cupboard. Lovely girl, wasn't she? Photogenic. It's quite a collection here. Come on, lad. There's no protection in silence. You know that as well as I do. I understand how you must have felt. Loving her all that time. Building up all those hopes.
They're private. My business.
Not if you killed her, it isn't.
Don't touch them! They're my business!
How did you find out Simran and Matthew were lovers? Did you follow her? Did you see them together when you were spying for Bobby?
He promised me,
Who?
in return for his dirty work.
Bobby Gatora. What did he promise you?
He just used me. He just used me.
Did you kill them, Sergeant? Simran? And Matthew? And Fizz? Did you set fire to the factory?
I wanted them all to know what it was like to have everything good taken away.
Commander, is it true you've arrested assassins for the Prize Town murders? Can you confirm the suspect is... No comment, I guess. What did you say? She's in the ambulance, though. She's injured.
Alright, don't panic.
What happened?
I was driving back to the Nick from division and I just stopped to help someone. Got caught up in it.
Sorry.
Me too.
Mr. Gatora. Thank you.
You're back.
There have been developments. I've got Sergeant Singh in custody for the murders.
Sergeant?
It was Sergeant who took the photos for you, wasn't it? He was your spy, not Simran.
I was only trying to protect him.
You deceived him, didn't you, Mr. Katora? You lied to him. You made him a promise you never intended to keep, offered him the one thing he only ever really wanted. And when he found he'd never get it, he decided to take his revenge on everybody.
Oh, my Lord. Sujit.
was obsessed with Simran. Others couldn't see it, but I knew. Right from the beginning. It was blind love. He didn't even understand who Simran really was. He idolized her. I didn't see any harm in it then. A couple of months back, when my campaign was failing, he came to see me. He asked if he could be considered a formal suitor to Simran.
So you let him believe that you intended to arrange a marriage between him and Simran, on the condition that he got you what you wanted on the Collingwoods. I need you to come down the station with me, Mr. Katora.
Made a terrible mistake. I cost you your son's life. And me, my daughter's.
And what was it for, eh? For nothing I want anymore.
Hi. Everything go okay?
There's a full-scale riot going off in Briarstown.
No.
Internal investigations people are dealing with search it now, anyway. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So what are we going to do?
About what?
You could have trusted me. You must have known I'd support what you were doing at the clinic.
I couldn't take the risk.
Even with me?
It wasn't just for my sake. I have to keep the trust of all those young girls.
I keep hearing you talking about honesty and
Anyway,
trust.
this isn't about my trust in you.
No?
No. Unless that's what you want to make it.
I don't know what you mean.
Don't you? You're going back to Weatherton, aren't you?
I think it's best for now.
Best for who?
I need to sort things out with Andy and Rosie. A lot's happened. I need to think. I'll get my stuff packed up.
If you want to go home, that's fine. But when you're reviewing the situation, Peter, please don't pretend to yourself that it was me who walked out on us. Okay?
Yes?
Aye. The rest of the birds have flown the nest.
Right, it's under control. Well, for now anyway.
You were right.
So were you.
What about? I've been busy making friends with our killer for the last 3 days.
You got a result, even if top brass don't like it. I know I didn't help.
Oh, everyone has their off days.
You know, Andy, if you don't look it, you're quite a generous man.
Hidden virtues, my mother used to say. So, now we've buried the hatchet.
Yeah.
Any chance of enticing you out to the country one of these nights? I know a decent pub or two. We could have a meal, cheer each other up.
24 hours ago, you'd have been happy to see me dead.
Is that a yes, then?